Talking men's tennis with head coach Rex Akarma. I'm Sean Moth on CardsTV. Great to see you again. We go to the basically the round of 64 and 32 of the national ITAs, and you got a tough draw. You head to Durham, North Carolina. Opens up with Washington. I know fans maybe looked at the story on U of L Sports 4-0 loss. You know, it was a little lopsided, but you kind of peer in, and I mean, you lost. The better team that day was the winner, but it was a lot closer than 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, if you were at the match, it would have been an even matchup. Washington did a great job of finishing their matches, and that's what did it for them. I mean, they finished well, and we didn't, and that's what we've got to work on.
I also noticed too with the VCU loss, which was 4-2. It seems like the doubles point, as the season progresses, is becoming more and more important because you guys haven't really been able to set that tone, and a lot of that probably due in part to the fact you've got a young team.
Right. I mean, in VCU, we played all 6 freshmen, and I don't know any team in the country playing that many freshmen, but I felt like we were in position. Sumit Gupta and Van were up 4-0 in their tiebreaker. Most likely they were going to win that match, and you know, unfortunately, #1 doubles could not hold a 6-3 up 2 break lead for an 8-game pro set, which is, you know, disappointing. We should have won that doubles point, and anything could happen after that.
I know it's a disappointing weekend for you in the big picture, but were there any performances over the weekend that maybe stood out for you?
Yeah, I mean, I felt Van and Sumit were good at doubles. Sebastian 6-1, 6-0 win. At singles was really good. Andrew Carter beat a very, very good player. And, you know, what we've got to learn is, you know, I know most of my starters are 18, 19 years old. I think that they're going to learn to win very quickly. I don't think it's going to be a situation, you know, a month from now we're still talking about this. This is a freshman class that they absorb everything, they learn, they do, and you know, I've got a lot of faith in them. What I'm hoping for is more productivity from the senior class. I want them to come into the lineup and win their matches and lead their team. They've been around the block. This is our 4th time around the block. A couple of those seniors have played in 3 different Sweet 16s and started in 2 Big East championship team, and they really need to lead this team, so that's what I'm hoping for.
You jump into, I guess, what we'd call the Big Ten portion of the schedule. You are at Michigan on Thursday, home against Minnesota. I think the next one coming up later in the following week is Ohio State, but a big weekend for you. Kids are back on the road. No time to worry too much about what happened last weekend. It's ready to go again. I
don't want to confuse any fans, Sean. We are not in the Big Ten conference. We're in the Big East conference, but that's a great conference to play in. Ohio State's 3 in the country, but our focus is going to Ann Arbor and winning that match. They're a loaded team, and again, it's exciting to see what this young team can do on a daily basis. I know there's a lot of maturation happening last weekend, and hopefully we could see the fruits of that on Thursday against Michigan.
As everybody knows, we focus on Cardinal athletics on the shows, but sometimes there are national stories that are at least worth mentioning. I want to hear your take, Coach. I don't know if you got to see much of it. The time change and that made it tough, but the Australian Open men's singles final was, I don't know if epic even describes it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I watched some of it on the replay. I mean, does that get your guys going? Does that get them excited about the sport?
Oh, yeah. Friday morning at breakfast, all the guys were in the lobby watching the 5th set. You know, then they replayed it on ESPN2, and Coach Silva and I were in a workout room. We watched the 2nd and 3rd set. I mean, after Djokovic won his semifinal in a very, very long match against Andy Murray, the players asked me what I thought about the finals. Was that going to be a Nadal romp? I said, you know what? I really think that Djokovic is going to just dig down so deep to find a way to win that, and that's the type of player he is. I mean, he's not going to use fatigue as an excuse, and he's not going to use anything as an excuse. He's just going to perform, and I thought, like, what a great role model for these young tennis players, that he still did what he did despite, you know, all the adversity.
I think sometimes maybe as patriots we cheat ourselves, because with the state of U.S. tennis on that national level maybe not being what it's been in the past, we tend not to notice. But man, there's some great things going on, yes. And that was one for the ages. Best of luck to you and the team. Safe travel to Ann Arbor.
Thank you, Sean.
We'll come back and have Bass Rudd tennis with the Minnesota Gophers. So take a look at your calendar and UofLSports.com. We'd love to see you there. We'll talk next week. It'll be right here on Cards TV.